guys. I haven't been able to film live for quite a long period of time, and this is probably my first live in a while. The last one I can tell was 2 years ago, and I wasn't able to do this from my YouTube platform because I didn't have enough subscribers, and this is finally the time for me to do my live from YouTube. If you want to leave any comments, I guess we can do this. If I'm mistaken, there's no problem. And yeah, you can leave me a comment and I'm gonna read it. We're gonna get started with my regular routine that I do every single time. We're gonna do makeup and let's chat while I'm gonna be getting ready. I use my Nivea aftershave lotion as always. This is super great. It's super cool if you need to moisturize your face. And my husband really loves the product. I love this product as well. That is the reason why I use it every single time. We have Aquapilin AHA toner that I use on top of it. And I don't really use any cotton discs. I'm not doing that because it's gonna rub my skin. We can do it with my hands. And then I have Labiage sun cream. This is pretty basic routine that I do every single time, but I know for sure that it works. So I'm using all this product. I remember once I got a comment from a subscriber, maybe it's not a subscriber, I don't know, saying that I should use much more sun cream, but I don't feel comfortable. Whenever I use a lot of it, it's just not getting in my skin. It's all over the place, and that is the main reason why I'm not really sure if I should use more than I showed you a couple of seconds ago. Okay, I'm gonna get it away. And I want to use today Wet n Wild. This is a stick foundation. It's been a while since I was able, not even able, but I showed you guys on my channel this foundation. I can't get out the product. I don't know, I probably broke the stick. And I get my product on the brush first and then just getting this over my foundation, over my face, complexion basically. I love foundation sticks, but I'm not really sure that this is the best foundation for oily skin. For oily skin, I would recommend a little bit different type of foundation because this one is super oily at the end of the day, and that is the main reason why I'm not gonna be promoting for oily skin stick foundation. Okay, we're going in a very nice speed. I will start with one of my favorite steps. This is super dark concealer. The color is rich chocolate, and I'm gonna get it on the back of the hand first, and then with the same brush that I used to get my foundation on, I will get the product at first on the back, and then when I have the product evenly distributed over the brush, I'm going with a patting motion like that. And it's a little bit orangey. It's too orangey. And that is the main reason why I don't really use a lot of it. I feel like when there's too much oranginess to your face, it's getting in your foundation and it looks like a real orange. We don't really have a luxury to do this type of makeup look because we want to look snatched. We don't want to look like fruits. And that is the main reason why I do some patted motion. I need a little bit more, again, on the back of my hand. This is, by the way, e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I don't really know if I love the product for the under eye area because it's very, very full coverage. And if you're huge, huge fan of full coverage, I'm happy for you guys. I'm not, because it definitely gets in my wrinkles and I can't do anything about that. It doesn't really matter if I moisturize my under area, if I don't, it's just getting there. Okay, now I have a concealer. This is a Givenchy concealer, the one that I use every time. Let's get a little bit over my regular spots, and we're gonna do this over the under eye area and the rest of my complexion. I'm gonna use my beauty blender. Okay. And blend, blend, blend. I always try to take off some extreme amount of orange color when I use beauty blender. I think this is getting the look a little bit more natural, and of course a lot of foundation and especially stick foundation is not going to create anything close, even close to natural look, but I don't really think it's bad, depending on your preferences, guys. Okay, and for my under eye area, sometimes I use beauty blender, sometimes I go with a finger. It doesn't really matter. Okay. I'm actually looking for a new phone, and I was thinking about a couple of options. I know that a lot of people, specifically influencers, they're huge fans of iPhones. But by the way, I'm using Catrice. This is all matte shine control banana shade. I was never a huge fan of iPhone. I actually remember that I had an iPhone a couple of years ago. No, not even a couple of years ago. Probably like 6 or 7 years ago. It was iPhone 4 something. And the experience was traumatizing. I don't know why. I just don't really like the, I guess, iPhone in general. I don't like that you, at least back in the day, had to download every single, different kind of app for music, then different kind of app on your laptop. A lot of it was so inconvenient for me. This is Eclipse Sculptor Art Visage, and I'm gonna get this on the sides of the face because we have something orange, and now I need to create structure and some contour. That is the main reason why I mix contour and bronzer, so it's not extremely dull, but it's not extremely warm. We're kind of like doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And yeah, basically what I'm saying right now is that I'm looking and hunt for a new phone, and I was definitely considering, and I guess I'm still considering, Google Pixel. I want to purchase Google Pixel, but I was reading a lot of reviews from influencers, and I was watching some different reviews, and people said that you shouldn't probably purchase Google Pixel 10 because it's exactly the same as 9, and you shouldn't just pay an extreme amount of money to have just an updated version of the same phone. And that is the main reason why I think I'm probably gonna go with like Pixel 9 Pro. And when I'm gonna be able to have a nice camera, not as shitty one as this, though I'm super super happy with my camera, by the way. I actually have been using this phone that I'm filming on for 5 years. Yeah, for 5 years this October. It's gonna be this kind of like very interesting period of my filming career, let's say. I'm using Wet and Wild color icon blush. Yeah, that is the main reason. I guess it's time for me to move on and do a little bit different kind of content. Not even, different kind of content, but with a camera that is going to be much more updated and modern. I guess I'm going to be able to film my content with my phone camera. I'm not going to be using that much my regular camera that I do film with a lot. That is the main reason why I think that's going to be a positive shift, but I still have no idea what is the best time to purchase, because maybe it's during, oh, what is it? It's something red. I have some rush. Is it a rush? Okay. So I was thinking basically about the purchase and when it's convenient to buy a new phone. Is it going to be during the Black Friday, or maybe, by the way, I'm using this e.l.f. contour palette. I'm gonna need a little bit of warm color, and let's get this on the tip of the nose. That is the only placement for warm shades, and then a little bit over my forehead. Okay, so much better. Let's focus on a little bit more blush over the nose. So yeah, coming back to the topic, I do think it's going to be really cool to buy this phone during some sales, like major sales. And another option that I had, this is more makeup acting highlighter. Another option that I had in mind was probably Xiaomi. And Xiaomi, I guess it was for not so long in my mind, because I watched some of their YouTubers and they said like you can compare both cameras, and they were comparing this with iPhone. If I'm mistaken, iPhone is a little bit warmer, like in terms of color palette. When you film and use camera, this colors are a little bit more warmer and a little bit more pleasing. But Xiaomi is on a cooler side. And I say that Google Pixel is probably the same. It's a little bit on a cooler side, but I wonder if I can change the color, I guess, the color palette of it. I don't know. Okay. I'm almost done with my foundation because, well, it doesn't really take a lot of time. Only energy. And then I will probably move with my eye makeup look. By the way, I was thinking that I'm probably going to be doing my eye makeup look for my shorts as well, because we're not going to waste some really good content. This is Obsession Moon Glow Illuminating Fix and Spray, and I actually have a couple of fix and sprays in my drawer that I'm going to be testing really soon, but for now, we're using some leftovers. And the pump doesn't actually work because of a lot of particles, I guess, or shimmer in the formula or in this liquid. That is the main reason why I have to go back and forth between the spritzer from Essence and then go into this and then use some water and just clean this with water. Okay, let's use some beauty blender on top. By the way, I was watching today some podcast and it was something about like demonic activity or something like this. I mean, like I'm literally in a spooky season. I love my life right now for some spooky season for sure. Cause I don't know, I'm getting in the mood. It's so chilly and gross outside. A lot of rains. That is the main reason why you feel like you want to cover yourself with a blanket and then just watch some spooky stories. Maybe eat a couple of cookies that is not gonna end up with a couple of them, but I'm gonna be probably eating so much more cookies. So I'm gonna go with my Essence eye pencil. And by the way, if you see that I look in a little bit different directions because my mirror is behind my camera and I try to create more or less decent makeup look. By the way, it's so funny, guys, but I remember one of those times, not even times, but a lot of YouTubers, they used to do so many challenges, and one of the challenges was, yeah, one of the challenge was, sorry guys, one of the challenge was that I could probably like do my makeup with no mirror and how is it gonna turn out. Those makeup videos were so cool and I was definitely living for a new challenge. Well, my favorite YouTubers and I would say influencers, and I'm still subscribed to most of them and I still follow them, were Naked Tutorials, obviously, super talented, and Carly Bible. I loved Carly because she was so mindful, peaceful, always steering clear from any drama. And I'd say that Nikki had the same energy. I don't remember her being in the actual drama. Maybe Jeffree Star, they had some kind of deal, but I never knew what was that about. And I didn't even care about this because I think this is none of my or anyone's business. Okay, now I'm gonna go with my Guerlain, and this is a brow mascara. This is a brow mascara. I love it, but I'm pretty much sure that I'm gonna be out of the product really, really soon. Another great suggestion that I've been using for a long period of time is probably from Essence, but maybe some of you know, I remember watching Jenna Ortega's videos, and she was wearing this very, kind of a blonde brow mascara that I really, really love, but I'm not sure how it's gonna look with my brows because, frankly speaking, I don't really have my natural black brows, and I think that this mascara is not gonna do much to my brows because, well, obviously, if you don't have any brows, then you're not gonna be able to see, I guess, brows either way, with or without any mascara. I don't know. We'll see. So this is, by the way, NYX Professional Makeup Lift and Snatch Soft Brown Brow Pencil. Obsessed. This is my holy grail. I am not kidding, guys. The amount of times I tried different brow products and specifically brow pencils, it was from Catrice, it was from Essence, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe they did work at first and they were really good. I don't know what happens later, but probably when they work with other products. By the way, right now I'm using my Makeup Revolution. This is Camouflage color palette, and I am gonna be going with yellow color. It's not so yellow, but I always add a little bit of bright lipstick and then mix it together, use my beauty blender and get this in the cheekbones, because I think this gives this very beautiful, like, natural luminous glow to my skin. So yeah, basically it's gonna look really, really cool. And what was I talking about? Oh yeah, about my brow products. And that is the main reason, I guess, why I always try to find a substitution to a NYX product when it works with something different, when it works with other products. It's just getting so bad that I can't even use it anymore, because you try to get the product on your brows and you try to make sure that you at least have some shape and you can create some shape, but you can't. I don't know what is the problem for any brand to create similar formula as NYX, because NYX is going perfectly well on top of the brow mascara. You can't say the same thing about other products. Maybe it's just the problem with drugstore brands. I don't know. I have my doubts. Should I use this NYX California Beaming highlighter or maybe not? Let's add a small dot right here. I would say the shimmer is a little bit bigger than you expect this to be, but definitely really pretty. And that is the main reason why, guys, I want to purchase a new camera, because you can't see anything with this phone camera. I'm probably not going to be able to do another live in some period of time while I'm still in search of a new phone. But whatever. Okay, we're there. Finally, we're there. I'm done with my brows. I'm done with my foundation. It looks really, really good. In case you can't tell, I'm going to show you guys. And this is the cat. My favorite cat. Randomly showing you my cat. Okay, so right now I was thinking, what is going to be a makeup vlog that I want to create? And let me put my camera in a little bit different mode. Sorry, guys. So we don't have any SD card. By the way, is it my problem only, or there are so many other people maybe out there who struggle with the same issue, that SD card, they just die. They die unexpectedly because probably I filmed too much and they're like, girl, you're freaking crazy. We're not here slaving for you. We're working and you work too much with our permission, or without a permission. Yeah, another SD card doesn't want to get to work. Okay, let me do one real quick thing, guys. I will try another SD card real quick and we'll see what we can do about that. Because again, I'm not wasting nice content. So let's try this one. By the way, another really interesting point to bring up, I purchased a selfie stick. Not me, my husband, he purchased a selfie stick for me as a tiny like present, and I try to work with the stick. It's with the AI generated thing. I don't know if you've ever heard about that. You know, when you follow, you know, going around your house and the camera is following you around and you're like shown like this and it gets up and you go like that and it gets in a vertical or just like other direction. So it was like, oh my god, this is so cool, especially if I'm gonna be using this for my lives, for my streams. I will probably just film with that. And what is going on? Oh, Sorry guys, I'm just doing some content. So yeah, I purchased that, and I wanted to use this tool with my other phone, because for those who are not familiar with my situation, are you kidding me? Some problem again with SD card. So who is not familiar with my situation, I'm from Russia, and we do have a couple of things due to sanctions that we can use, and that is the main reason why I actually use another phone to get and log in TikTok. And that is the main reason why sometimes it just takes time and patience for me to log in. I'm gonna be going with my Beauty Bay Fiery 2.0 eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna be using, I guess, color. Which one? Let's go with this yellow. It's gonna be the first color. Hi. And it doesn't look like yellow, so if you really want to see real colors, check out my future short, because definitely not the best quality, but I'm gonna be going with my fluffy brush, get this on, tap it off, and get the color in the inner corner, and use some circular motions to get the product on. Okay. This is, by the way, from a mistaken Beauty Bay brush, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit of the yellow, and then I want to divide, maybe not even divide, but create a small sharpness. How is it possible to create a small sharpness? I don't know, but we're gonna sharpen this area, and I'm using concealer from Maybelline. Sorry for that. Okay, I'm gonna use it and go right under my eye, and it feels like I have nothing. Maybe I cleaned a little bit, I don't know. Let's use the same brush and go with a brown color, like, which one? Maybe this? The color is, what is the color? Conquer. It's a Conquer. Okay, Conquer, let's do it. I obviously need some protection. Just a piece of paper, guys. A piece of paper. I'm gonna cover and go on top of my previous shape that I created. Let's go in the inner corner and curve this right here. Maybe prolong it a little bit. Feel like it's too much, you can always pat with a finger. Okay. Same color I'm gonna use for the outer corner. Again, I'm gonna do it with a sharp edge. Something like this, guys. And let's go back to the same brush that I used earlier in the same yellow color. I'm gonna pick this on, tap it off, and get a little bit more blending in these areas. I don't want to do anything crazy, by the way. I don't want to do an extreme amount of yellow, an extreme amount of brown. It's just to create some shape, and we're good to go. Then with my color, the same palette, this is Crystal. Okay, meet the Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Nice to meet you. I use my finger, and this is very, very wet formula. Ooh, hello, Crystal. Let's get this on, and I feel like I have a lot of fallout. Oh. Ooh. Okay, with my fluffy brush, let's wipe off. Oh my god. Now I look like a crystal. I don't mind that. I'm more than okay with that. Guys, you can't even see how beautiful this color is. Definitely check out my shorts, because when I'm going to be posting this video, and probably it's going to be today, I will most definitely show this through a normal camera where you are going to be able to see this color. Ooh, yeah. And maybe a little bit under my brow. Just a tiniest bit. Like, why not? Why not? I will probably, I don't know. Should I? Should I not? What if I add a little bit of the baby blue pencil over my waterline? Is it? It's okay. Yeah, it's fine. And then what else? What else do we have here? I think that's more than okay. And that's more than enough. Now I need a little bit of black pencil. I feel like I want to do smoky eyeliner and maybe eye pencil, because with eyeliner it's going to be very, needy. But with pencil, we're just gonna smudge that more and work more. Okay, I have a tiny brush. This is very, very small. I'm gonna need to blend out the black. Ooh, and you know what? Instead of adding black, I'm gonna go with brown. This is darker brown shade. Tap it off. Okay. Not bad. I actually really like it. Oof. Maybe pull on a little bit the line. Really cute. Really cute. Guess we need a little bit more crystal on top of it. Yeah. Crystal is needed. And then finally, we're going to finish everything with a Power Lash Volume Mascara. This one is from Makeup Revolution, by the way. I wanted to watch a new video, guys. No, I didn't want to watch it. I watched the video. that was about Makeup Revolution, and Makeup Revolution brand is right now suffering. In case you didn't know this, but Makeup Revolution, they went through very interesting transition. I would say that they were on top of the game for a long period of time. And I remember Makeup Revolution was very affordable brand, not only in terms of nice quality products, but they offered a lot of different dupes for high-end products. And people were actually okay with that. I remember people were like, yeah, give us more product. By the way, let me just real quick turn off the camera. So yeah, people were so into like dupes from Makeup Forever and Makeup Revolution. I'm gonna correct myself, guys. Makeup Revolution. But later, like major companies, they struggled in a way because when you have a dupe for similar I don't know, makeup component, or I don't know how to call it, and you know that you can pay so much less, it's just pretty much obvious that people are going to choose an option that is going to cost less. And that worked for some period of time until they started ripping off small brands, indie brands that couldn't afford to compete with the big brand. And if I'm mistaken, one of those brands was Manny's brands. And that is the main reason why, oh, really pretty. That is the main reason why people were not really happy about that. And unfortunately, Makeup Revolution, they turned not only from affordable and interesting brand, but to a very kind of like dupey, bad formula, not always great products brand. And that sucked. And I think they went on with this idea that you can dupe every single brand. So basically, they stopped being a real brand and they were just copying other brands with the packaging. They were copying other brands with probably formula, and sometimes the cost was still not very cheap, but at the same time the quality still was really bad. And that's why people complained, and they didn't really like when indie brands started suffering. That is the main reason why Makeup Revolution, they try to sell the shares of the company, or at least they wanted to they wanted to sell the company. They actually, if I'm mistaken, fired two guys that were right at the beginning of the project. And when they did so, it didn't actually solve the problem. I have a couple of really great products from Makeup Revolution, but some of them were a very, bad quality product dupe, I guess. So, and I had Makeup Revolution eye primer, which was horrible. I mean, literally, a concealer can do a better job than my Makeup Revolution primer. I think when they try to sell the company, they really were looking for a certain price point. And when other companies said that, no, we're not going to buy it for money that you're asking for, we're going to, we're going to basically offer so much less. They said, no, it's nothing. Like, you can't give us that amount of money and expect that we're going to sell it. That was the main reason why they hired back two of the first, I'm not even sure, were they founders? I don't really think they were founders. They were basically maybe just like top managers. and they were coming out with different kind of concepts for makeup revolution, but probably when they stopped this work because it was super controversial for the brand and company, they were like, okay, we're gonna fire them and we're gonna do something different, and they couldn't come up with any other idea, but still keep on ripping the brands off with their ideas. I think um, that is just my idea of that all. If this company want to survive and they hired back the people that were in charge right at the beginning of this whole thing, what they should focus on is not ripping other brands, but maybe creating kind of like similar dupe products that people need when they see like what is the demand on the market, but come up with your own, let's say, packaging, come up with your own colors, and that is definitely going to be a little bit more successful than something that they've been doing for years to other brands. It's time to find your identity. It's fun. It's time to find some kind of like your voice. Wow, well said. I should probably be their spokesperson or like influencer they want to collaborate with, because most definitely I'm gonna create something interesting from my point of view. Like, it's gonna be sexy, it's gonna be dark, and maybe shimmery. I don't know. If I ever had a chance to collaborate with a brand, I would most definitely create something bright and colorful. And just like, if you ever watch this live and I do a collaboration with someone and I come up with very very boring color story, then probably I was forced to do that, because I always envisioned myself not with like boring, but I always envisioned myself creating a palette that is probably going to be unique in some ways, but at the same time is not going to be afraid of color, and it's not going to be afraid of this expression and some shimmer. And I love Simple Beauty. For those who have no idea, I actually really love one of Simple Beauty's eyeshadow palettes that was created in collaboration with Beth Painter. I mean, this is definitely my favorite palette all of my from my entire collection, because she came up with a brilliant idea that you need a couple of colors that are basic. It's probably like beige and brown, but at the same time, I remember that she tried to incorporate a little bit of shimmers, which I totally love about this collection. And then a lot of colorful, it's called Painter, okay, Painters by Beth Painter. So I kind of understand why they were going in this direction, mainly because this is her, I guess, signature. But I miss this type of palettes on the market, because when you look at one of the Mario's palettes that are available right now, he had a palette, I guess, a year ago that was a little bit more interesting from my point of view, because it had some navy blue, it had some gray, it had some black, so it's kind of like smoky palette. And now they came up with an eyeshadow palette that has earthy tones, earthy colors. And I don't really mind this. I feel like it's great when you can use some earthy palettes to create this very natural look. But we have so many of them on the market, and especially a lot of affordable brands, they have it. So you kind of like not given a groundbreaking experience that people are gonna love. I would say that, Jeffree Star, he's very controversial, and a lot of people, they might hate him, they might love him. But what I know for sure is that he's very talented, and the way he's created makeup, it's another level. I love that all of his colors, most of his colors, they're they're super pigmented, and I love that every single time he is coming out with a new palette, you can tell that this is from Jeffree Star, because, well, he has the signature look where you get not only bright colors but rich and deep undertones. That is the main reason why I love his palettes. And about his brand, you can definitely find anything you need if you're looking for some like super bright pink lipstick, or maybe concealer, or I don't know, even blushes that are not that popular among other companies and drugstore companies in particular. Then, believe it or not, this is going to be in his collection, and it's going to be in his stores. I'm sorry, I just can't talk cohesively while I'm applying my mascara. That is my problem, and I'm pretty much sure that a lot of you guys might face the same issue, and most of the time when you apply mascara, it's like, yeah, I remember it was the same. And I remember like, okay, I have to close my mouth every single time I put on my mascara, because I know it doesn't look really cool. Okay, nice. Let's try. I will do some lip combo probably. I don't know, guys. But we're moving really well. I mean, like, it's 40 minutes since I started this live. And it's been 48 minutes since I started this live. And we're almost done with my makeup look. I need a little bit of lip material to work with, and then I'm pretty much done. So, I'm going to be doing this instant, no, it's not instant, it's tattoo liner, and this one's from Essence. And by the way, guys, I did a review on the product, and I had my mixed, I guess, thoughts on the product, and I still think that I can't tell you for sure if you need this in your life or if you don't. Well, it is gonna stay for a while over the lips, but it's gonna wipe off eventually, and it's gonna get in your crescent lines. And I mentioned this earlier, so it's just kind of like everything is in my review. I talked about that so much, and yeah, that is pretty much a long review. Now I have this Givenchy Night in Gray. This is, if I'm not mistaken, limited edition, and you can't find it anywhere else, or maybe you can on eBay or something like this. And this is the worst formula because it's like a balm, and when you smack your lips, you get a lot of it just going in the crescent lines again of your lips, but it's not gonna stay on, and it looks weird. And then I will probably top everything with my Essence Lip Oil Hydra Kiss. And you don't really get a lot of the product, I would say. This is probably an expensive thing from them. It is kind of black, but it has a little bit of tint, like red tint to it. I don't know why, but every single lipstick that is black lipstick, or not even lipstick, lip oil or lip gloss, it is turning, definitely, it's turning red in some period of time. I don't know, it's some sort of like chemical reaction, I guess, when it gets on your lips or your face and it turns different color. It's the same thing as the blush. Do you remember like black blush? And everyone like, oh my god, it's black blush. And then when you get this on, it's more pink or red. And you're like, yeah. So you don't actually get a real black lip gloss for a long period of time, because in some period of time it's gonna turn red. And that's it, guys. That's it. So if you want to watch this, I mean, like, definitely there was no one on this live because I'm probably filming during the time people are sleeping. It's just a little bit different time in Moscow. And maybe you can watch it when you are going to be awake, or like, yeah, I don't know. But I'll see you soon because I have a very kind of like controversial, I guess, podcast that's going to be up this week. I'm going to be talking about transgenders, and I'm just going to be viewing this from different points of view. If you will watch this podcast, I think that you should be, open-minded in some ways, and probably you would need to focus on a general idea that I wanted to bring up, because I was like looking from both sides, from people that are against transgenders and people that are for transgenders, and how I was reacting on certain points from, different points of view. Yeah, that is the main reason why, yeah, it's gonna be soon up in my channel. Till next time, guys. Love you all. I'm definitely gonna be posting this eye makeup look on my shorts, so you can check out real colors and real look. I'll see you in a bit.